It's one thing to watch a series, to see a difficult situation play out and judge what the character should have done. It's a whole nother story when life puts you in that exact same situation and suddenly you're the one who has to make the decision. 2 weeks ago, I lost my mom. And oddly enough, Dr. Romantic helped me make peace with one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that if you're currently caring for someone you love, you have my thoughts and prayers. Caregiving is one of the greatest gifts you can give someone else, but it's also one of the hardest. You're balancing doctor's appointments, medications, symptoms, your own household, and your own emotional well-being while trying to preserve as much of your loved one's independence and dignity as possible. Every caregiving situation is different. I was able to care for my mom during the final months of her life, but because of the level of care my dad requires, I'm not able to do the same for him. That doesn't make one decision better than the other. Sometimes we're simply working within different realities, so give yourself grace if you find yourself there. I'm starting a new series called Let Her Cook, where I take a deep dive into K-drama storylines and connect them to real-life experiences. And after taking some time away from YouTube while caring for my mom, this felt like the right story to begin with. Now let's get into it. There's a storyline in Dr. Romantic where Doldum Hospital's administrator, Dr. Yo, retires after being diagnosed with cancer. Only 2 people knew the full extent of his condition, and Dr. Kim was fully aware that Dr. Yo had a DNR in place. So when Dr. Yo is eventually rushed into the emergency room, the staff desperately begged Dr. Kim to save him. At first, Dr. Kim tries to honor the DNR, but at the last second, he couldn't do it. He violated Dr. Yo's wishes and began life-saving treatment. The first time I watched this scene, I had mixed emotions. Professionally, Dr. Kim knew exactly what he was supposed to do. Personally, he just wasn't losing a patient, he was losing a friend. So afterward, Dr. Yo confronts him like, hey, this is my choice. I know my diagnosis. I know there's no cure. And I know you all love me. But if you truly love me, then let me live and die on my terms. Don't keep me alive because you're not ready to let me go. And eventually the staff gather around his bedside, say their goodbyes, and honor his wishes. And when I first watched that scene, it was easy to judge Dr. Kim. As an armchair quarterback, it's easy to say, you can't do that. A patient's wishes are a patient's wishes. But then life asked me the same question. Before I continue, I want to say this. My mom was a private person. She wasn't one for having me put stuff about her on social media, on my personal pages. So I'm definitely going to continue to honor that and only give enough details to explain my part of the story. I'm only going to share what's necessary to explain how the drama helped me process one of the most difficult moments of my life and still preserve her privacy. So my mom's final days felt very Dr. Romantic-ish. She had several days where her condition would improve just enough to give us hope, only to decline again. And that Sunday, I decided to give her space. I figured she'd probably get better rest if I wasn't sitting in the corner of her ICU room, getting back spasms from uncomfortable chairs. But that evening, the hospital called. Her condition wasn't improving, and they told us we needed to come. So my brother and I started making phone calls as we drove to the hospital. And when we got there, the staff was doing everything they could without violating her wishes. Every few minutes, there seemed to be another treatment, another medication, another attempt to stabilize her. Our family gathered around her bed, hoping someone would walk in and tell us everything was turning around. And instead, another nurse rushed into the room with yet another intervention. And that's when my hope broke. I couldn't hold it together anymore. I cried. And that's when my mom turned toward me and opened her eyes and said, "I'm okay." So I looked back at her and said, "I'm okay too." Then she reached out her hand and held each of our hands. I didn't want to break down in front of her, so I stepped into the hallway, and that's when 2 months worth of tears finally released. A little later, I pulled my brother to the side and I told him, "We have to stop. We have to let her go." She was surrounded by her family, those of us who loved her most. Telling the staff to stop life-saving treatment was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because every part of me wanted to keep trying. Maybe there was another medication, another procedure, another specialist could walk through that door with an answer that no one thought of yet. Maybe, just maybe, we could have one more day, one more conversation, one more laugh, one more "I love you." But those were my hopes. They weren't hers. She'd spent the last 2 months preparing me. She was very clear about what she wanted. She left me very specific instructions. How could I claim to love her and then override the very choice that she trusted me to carry out? My final act of love for my mom was honoring the life and the ending that she chose for herself. And let me say this, unlike television, real life doesn't move in 45-minute episodes. Dr. Yo passed not long after his final conversation. My mom took 2 more days, and those 2 days were filled with quiet moments and family stories, holding hands, music, tears, and goodbyes. And after she passed and life slowed down, and after all the decisions after her crossing over needed to be made, I found myself thinking about Dr. Kim again. And this time I understood him. When I first watched that scene, I was an armchair quarterback. I could objectively say, you can't violate a patient's DNR. But I wasn't standing beside someone I loved. I wasn't hoping for one more miracle. I wasn't trying to imagine life without my mom in it. Hope has a way of convincing you that maybe one more treatment will be the one that changes everything. And that's why I understand Dr. Kim now. He wasn't just a doctor, he was a friend. And for just a moment, his love became louder than his objectivity. For me, I knew what my mom wanted, and she trusted me enough to tell me. So my responsibility wasn't to choose what I wanted as much as I wanted to. It was to protect what she wanted. I miss my mom every single day. If someone gave me the opportunity to have one more conversation with her, I'd say yes before they could finish the sentence. But love isn't always measured by how tightly we hold on. Sometimes love is measured by whether we're willing to let go. And that's why I love K-dramas. Sometimes they entertain us. Sometimes they make us laugh. And sometimes they make us ugly cry. And every once in a while, they quietly prepare us for moments that we pray we'll never have to face. Dr. Romantic didn't teach me how to lose my mom, but it did help me recognize what love looked like when it was finally time to honor her wishes. I'm working on being okay. But I know my mom's biggest wish was for me to keep moving forward, and that's hard. Before her final hospitalization, I was able to show her one of my videos. She watched the whole thing, smiled, and said I did a great job. And I can't tell you how much that moment means to me. My mom vehemently refused to watch K-dramas, but she watched one of my videos, and she liked it. It's a memory I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. And it's moments like that I'll keep holding on to as I continue to figure out what moving forward looks like for me now. If you've ever had a drama help you process something in your own life, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you're walking through a season of caregiving or grief right now, know that you're not walking it alone. And if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one.